Step Tribe. Tonight, we have an unbelievable guest in the house tonight of our studios here at Two Step Tribe. Again, that's the number Two Step Tribe. Please go over to YouTube. If you go to YouTube and subscribe, you can actually engage with us. You can make a comment. You can request. You can engage, interact. So you can make fun of us. You can just all sorts of things. So join the party, come in, get to know our artists. Let's support our independent artists, and let's get to know more about tonight and what's about to happen. How are you doing tonight? I've got myself, Tracy Two Step Tribe, and Mr. Neil Sparkman, DJ Sparky. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you, Tracy? Well,
I'm
I
doing
just
good.
turned sideways.
You flipped. Yep.
I didn't even touch it. So
Yeah.
doing great on this Tuesday. It's a little hectic week. These short business weeks are nutty going into a holiday, but here we are.
Yeah, definitely. The screen with all these new I just said this actually. With all these new little gadgets, it's got you going in and out. If you'd like, I can go ahead, and what I'm going to do is first say thank you for being here at Two Step Tribe. Please like, share, subscribe. There you are. You're almost there. There it is.
Yeah.
Here on Two Step Tribe, we recommend you going to YouTube. On multiple channels right now, but for now you'll get the full experience by going to YouTube. You can interact with us even though we are on multiple platforms right now. Right there is where you need to be. Tonight's guest that we have is actually someone that Neil and I both ran into at awards for the music industry, and I got to meet her, and I actually got to watch her jam out afterwards with her guitar. Literally everybody at the hotel was laid back as you can get, and that's when you can really connect to people. So here on our show, we're also a mission. We're not just about the music, we're about the community, and we are on a mission, and that mission is to support the people, the artists within the community, and bring it together depending on what need is there. That's what we do as an organization, as a foundation, as a show, a broadcast, and a radio. So we're all in the field of music and supporting our fellow community members. Neil is in Lake Charles.
I am in swampland, out in Lake Charles, doing a little aviation business. My regular job, but having a good time, and got to listen to a little live music down here too at the Golden Nugget.
Oh wow! Oh yeah,
Yeah.
happened. Yeah, the Golden Nugget. I know that you actually have connections there, so
We do.
yeah. So we ought to look into something like that coming up. I think
Yeah.
I should go ahead and grab our guest actually, because she can hold her own. Literally, I've
And
watched
what?
her sit in rooms and hold her on for quite many hours. So it's
Let's bring her
Gypsy.
on.
Yeah, Jypsy Rose. That's with a J, everybody. Jypsy, not a G. Jypsy Rose. Jypsy Rose, the artist, the singer songwriter. We're going to welcome her to Two Step Tribe, and that's a two. Don't spell it. There we go, Jypsy. How are you?
Hi,
How are you
there you
doing?
are. Well, I'm sitting here listening to you guys, and I was thinking, yes, what our community needs. And I have found that in my music career, our community needs me to tell about the struggles that we face on a daily basis. A lot of my songs are inspired by my own life and the life of family, and I've spread it as far as even friends or even music acquaintances that have just really struggled, and
Mm,
we're all going through struggles from time to time. So we really need to be reminded that we're not the only ones out there.
no.
Somebody else might have a sadder story, and ours doesn't look so bad.
Well, that's always true. And it's the holidays are upon us. So, everybody out there, if you're feeling blue or something's got you down, reach out to someone. There's always 988 that you can call. If you need help with something, get in touch, please. We'd rather you do that than the opposite of trying to take a phone call for anything else. Here we support. We try to bring as many resources as we can So call 988. And yes, you're right. Along with the struggles that are going on, the holidays are coming upon us. It can be a tough time for others. And that was a great thing to bring up, Gypsy. So I love that mindset, the mindset of our community. It's the youth, it's the artists, it's the those who serve and protect us. It is the humanitarian, the individual that steps up out of their way to pay it forward in some kind of way. And I feel like I just wrote that, and now we're about to write a song, but I really did not mean to rhyme that.
Okay.
Get on it,
More
Tracy.
Next
about
verse.
you.
No.
I want to know more about you. So I'm, good evening to the tribe too. So good evening, tribe. Yes, we're live on Two Sip Tribe here tonight. And Jypsy Rose. Okay, so tonight you were born in Texas, a multi-instrumentalist, singer, songwriter, and absolute powerhouse. Yes, she is. You've got soul, grit, and the truth of Texas back to life within you. So I'm grateful to meet you, Jypsy Rose, literally in person. I am so grateful for that. I'd like to get into a little bit more so that everyone meeting you for the first time can understand Jypsy Rose in your own words. Like you were born in Texas. How does it shape your sound? Where does your music come from? Let's hear from you.
Well, I'll tell you, I was a bit of a mixture girl. I was born in the city of Texas City, if you can't get more Texas than that. And then not only was it city, but it was also country, surrounded by country. And in addition to that, we were very, very poor. So we would go to whatever free event we could do, which was the beach. So I was a bit of a beach bum. And
Mm,
then, of course, my family heritage is from Romani. So there's they're considered one of the gypsy heritages of Europe. And so it was sort of all a conglomerate that put me together, I guess you could say. And I started really late into getting into the business part of music. I was offered to go do these talent shows several times growing up, and my mom said, nope, not going to happen. But my stepdad said, hey, she's got an aptitude for singing. So he started me off with anniversaries, graduations, weddings, and I just sang. And he never taught me an instrument. I feel like if he had taught me an instrument at an early age, I would be further along than I am now, these days.
yeah.
So from that, though, I was still humming to my own tune. I was pretty much marching to my own beat, and I would come up with these songs, and I became a writer even though I didn't know how to play an instrument. I wrote all these poems. I had books and books, thick notebooks full of poems that I've written ever since I was a little girl. And I guess that helped me with my storytelling skills. And
Yes.
eventually, when I learned some music, it seems like I was taught by someone who worked for Tesla. He said he was a rocket scientist and he didn't play guitar, but he was going to give me a guitar lesson. And that completely changed my world. It was just a small lesson in music theory that made the light bulb go up in my head.
Huh.
And then all of a sudden my songs started coming together.
Wow.
So now I've probably written over 4,000 songs probably since I was a teenager. And I'm just, some of my struggles. I'm a mom of four, and I had to be mother and father to my children up until I recently got married, and uh, and so with that kind of struggle, I mean, you're trying to make a living, you're trying to provide for your kids, you're supposed to be there for your kids, and you're trying to live your dream, and all of those facets roll into a lot of the stories that I tell in my music.
I love that. And so, talking about your sound, you're just talking about the sound. It says right here that you play bass, rhythm guitar, keys, harmonica, and flute. So you multi instruments right there, and that your
Yeah.
fans love to see Texas music that you bring to life. But I'm like, what does Texas music mean to people out there who are like weird Texas music? And then there's a story behind the song TikTok. And I have to inspired that as well. But first, let me go back and say props to you, girl. 4 kids, single mom, still running on. I know what that's like. So shout out to you. More females need to stand up for each other. And I think you're incredible.
Thank you. So, yeah, I think that Texas music to some people means a different thing. There's sort of a romanticism just about the state of Texas, and I've been really popular through the Wyoming, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota area. It seems like that's more of a cowboy country, and the romanticism there of Texas is that they want to hear my drawl, they want to hear the stories from the South. They romanticize about us wearing cowboy hats and riding horses every day, and it's a whole developed thing set in their mind that they think that somehow they're partially just like us because they wear cowboy hats and ride snow scooters almost all the time. But I think that Texas music just means that you're really writing from where your roots were. You're not, I never moved off to another state. So all of my inspirations come from here, you know.
It's kind of crazy how when you say Texas music, Texas music, if people don't understand what we're saying, it's country, it's Americana, Southern rock, classic rock, blues, swing. It's all mixed in there. It's like a gumbo, uh, for lack of better words. And there's so many different ways about it, but it's so individualistic and at the same time, and that I think that is the romance of what you're speaking of, with the music. And I think later on, Gypsy, you should tell us about some of your stories from being up in Montana during COVID.
I think, yeah. There's that, or and a lot of people about you were on The Voice in 2013. So I'd love to know what that taught you. And then finally stepping into your own identity as Jypsy Rose and the free spirit that is now in your music. And the biggest challenge and reward of doing it independently now, having experienced something like going on The Voice.
Yeah, The Voice was a cattle call. I think me and a few of my friends decided we were going to go on The Voice. My sister also decided to go, and we went to audition for The Voice. And in Houston, it was over 5,000 people that went to the contact audition in 2013. And we had an appointment at some of us had an appointment at 2:15. By the time we got through the line in stages, our appointment ended up being more like 10:15. And because it was so late at night, I felt like my voice was a little bit strained. I felt like I wasn't doing the best that I could do, and they just handed me a yellow slip, slapped off my bracelet, and then told me to go home. And it was only 10 to maybe 15 seconds of the song that they actually listened to. And that felt really disgusting. It felt like I was just a number. So I went home, and then I'm thinking, gosh, like everybody else, I was just sent home, never going to do this again. And then receive an email that says, you need to go to this and this such and such date. And I was like, what? What do you mean? So I pulled the yellow slip out of the trash and really started reading it. And it was like, you were moved on to, next part of the program. So I had to go all the way to Austin for that. And in that one, I saw the line there, and it was just as big as the one in Houston, and I thought, "Oh my goodness, they don't expect me to wait through this whole line again, do they?" So I went up there, and I showed them my yellow slip, And they said, "Oh no, you don't have to wait. You're going to go into this separate room, and the only judge that I got to kind of sort of meet, it was just barely in speaking, was a short black fella named CeeLo.
Oh, yeah.
That
CeeLo
yeah,
Green.
Yeah.
that I think he did that song Crazy, and it was very
Yeah.
soulful. And so I was excited because he talked very soulful. But I ended up getting pneumonia sometime before I showed up, and I had a lot of rasping in my chest, more than my normal rasp. So when they
Mm.
heard my voice, it was like, "Oh, honey, you need to go home and rest. Come back next year." I was devastated. I was like, I don't even get to be a part of something that I felt like I was up to the par to be a part of because I got sick. They said, "If you did it this time, you can do it again next year." And I thought, "Oh my goodness." And I've had so many devastations like that. It seems like I have really had to climb a very steep hill, maybe even a mountain, just to get to where I'm at now. When I say I came up from nothing, I really mean that I came up from nothing and scraped everything that I have together to you know um, to be in the dream of writing music, my stories, uh, people's stories, the stories that we need to hear, the stories that everyone can relate to. So TikTok, when I wrote that, I was watching the kids get on the bus. I was thinking about how much I had to do that day and how I just wanted to go back to the house and lay back in the bed. And that's where that song got inspired, because we have to keep getting up. We have to keep getting dressed. Um, we we use our vices like coffee to keep us going, and it just seems like we have to have that strength for the next generation that's watching us.
We do. Yeah, we definitely do. And it's definitely not always easy, but it's something that we are for many, many reasons, not just in an artist world, but in the next generation of coming up. Boy, we could do a whole show on that one. That's for sure. We do have our talk show that we do on Wednesdays, so we may have to bring you back in to do a real life sit down and talk with you more about that. I had a feeling already meeting you. I knew there would be some things. I'm shout out to Bradley over here. Bradley's got a whole conversation going on with me over here, and says that y'all jam soon. So Bradley, like, share, send this out. Everybody else do the same. Get more eyes in here, and let's get some more music in here and watch this interview. Bradley is doing just that. So thank you for
Is that
that. Keep
is that
sharing.
Bradley Ray?
It is, yeah.
Oh, let me
It's,
tell you, that song, The Letter,
uh-huh.
that song is the one that Bradley Ray helped me
Oh,
finish.
really?
It inspired me to finish, yes, because he is a great musician himself, and he has this beautiful harmony voice, and he struggles with an autistic type development that he struggles on a daily. So he has his own band, and he just keeps plugging it and keeps going no matter all the different things that he faces, and he's a wonderful songwriter. So I believe that since he was in my first garage band, that I have to say he's probably one of my greatest long living friends.
Aw. I love that, and I like that he's over here tuning in for every bit of this. I'm being asked for some music. I'm being asked, like, hey, where's the music? I'm loving having the conversations going back and forth. So the good news is I get to see those as we're live. I could put them on the screen, but then we would all be over here on the left, and
Yeah.
they've done something. I see us over on another channel, and I'm like, I wish they would just leave technology alone. Every time you turn around, there's a new
Something
gadget
new.
something. Yeah, but it's okay. I've got it. Technology. I said I'd keep it a secret, but it's not a secret. I've got it figured out. In here in your music that we have with you, we have that song. It's TikTok, and Jypsy Rose is with the J, everybody. JYP. Does that say SY, Gypsy?
Yes.
JYPSY on purpose, Rose. Jypsy Rose. Make sure you get that part right. JYPSY Rose. It's Jypsy Rose is the artist that is on with Two Step Tribe with Tracy Two Step, myself, Mr. Neil Sparkman, DJ Sparky tonight, Two Step Tribe. We're coming to you right before Turkey Day. Let's not get into that conversation because I want to hear some music. I do have a question. Usually when we're in this show, we ask our different artists, do you plan on doing something live on the show?
I hadn't developed anything for this particular show because it was sort of like a last minute. I think I became aware that I was going to be on the show maybe 2 days ago.
Okay.
So I didn't really develop anything for that.
Would never develop anything just for our show. Always have it be your music that you've got that you're working on. So anything that you've got for you, by you, that is what I would definitely do. But I think I should segue into TikTok. I'm curious as to what is going on there. And I want to see what this is. Here we go. It's loaded up in the studio. Two Step Tribe, y'all. YouTube.
Every day, it's always the same. Doggone, go to work, all the rest is just a blur. Carpools and PTAs, do you even know your name? Somewhere it's gotta stop, take some time, remove the block, listen to your body cry. Take time, take time. Wake up, go again, give a smile, it's all pretend. You know you're just a girl living in a man's world, and you get to do it all again, and the vicious cycle never ends. Somewhere it's gotta stop, take some time, remove the block, listen to your body cry.
That was awesome. Did you like that
That was
end?
on purpose. It was because it was so great. I wanted everybody to wake up. I was like, wake up.
Yeah.
So what did you think about the album art for that song TikTok? It has it's like a clock and it's
Huh?
swirling like almost into a black hole
Out
and
of control.
Yes.
yeah,
I loved it.
uh,
That's why I left that one up for a while, and then they've switched everything up in there. So I'm like, okay, I'm wearing glasses and I'm leaning into the screen. Might have to go get better glasses, but I pulled it up and I was looking at it for a while because it is really cool. So it's like you're spinning around inside that clock, and it's like a time. It's like a time warp. Is what it reminded
yeah.
me of. Yeah, I loved it. I loved every bit of it. And so that is the song there. Tick tock, y'all. And we don't mean TikTok like the kids.
Yeah.
Tick
How many
tock.
people below the age of 15 think they know what TikTok means?
Hey, you only get
Or
so many breaths and so many heartbeats in life, literally.
Yeah.
So tick
yeah,
tock is time is running out. We might have to write some songs here, Gypsy.
and the correct spelling of things, it's like they're like, that's not how you
Oh,
spell TikTok.
Yeah.
well, yeah, no, it's the real TikTok. So there's a real TikTok called life. And so get with it, get on it, get up and do it, and get with the times because you only have today, and you look forward to tomorrow. But the best you can do is everything you're doing on that day because you just never know. We're glad to have you.
Yeah.
We're on right now with Jypsy Rose on Two Step Tribe with Mr. Neil Sparkman, DJ
Yeah.
Sparky here, our veteran
DJs.
and Broken Road Records. Myself, Tracy Two Step with Two Step Tribe, multiple stations, simulcast through Heroes Media Group. We're very thankful to our partners stepping in and stepping up to take care of not only us, but our artists. And we have a lot coming that we will let out on other shows. So stay tuned to our December shows. You're going to be blown away by some things. And then the changes that we have coming, I can't wait. And so, Gypsy, I'm glad that I ran into you in person twice now. So I was like, okay, we've got to get Gypsy in here before we change it up too much. I've got
Twice in 3 weeks.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
And speaking of the awards, I found out that I'm nominated for vocalist at the Support Your Local Music Awards for Houston area.
Oh, really?
So,
Nice.
Slam for
yeah.
Slam. Yeah, yeah. I know
So
Slam very well.
they'll be voting on that pretty soon, probably within the next week or so, up until they have the awards ceremony, which will be sometime in December.
Okay. I know probably the second weekend. You'll have to get me on a back channel. So I know as our organization, our foundation, we're invited to a Veteran Toys for Tots event, and those musicians they're very involved with Slam. So we too are involved with our artists, and I know that Neil will be in a different location that day. So it depends on what. So get in touch with me when you find out more about Slam.
Okay.
And I'll see where I'm going. If I'm headed that way, we'll connect. And let's grab another song here. Who is it? Bone Tooth Serenade. Yo. It just says yo.
So Gypsy, were you playing any of the instruments in TikTok
No,
on that recording?
No, I sure did not. At that point in time, I was given a opportunity to experience the whole Music Row of Nashville scene.
Oh,
And
nice.
their way of recording was to have 6 musicians all lined out. They would already have the Nashville numbers written down, and when they come in, they would do they kind of get a feel for what kind of artist I am. So they'd talk to me, and then we would go straight in and record, and it was 2 hours straight recording and several songs, and they were done with several songs recording in 2 hours.
It's
And
insane.
yes, it is insane, and they were pretty right on the money with what I wanted for that song. I could not have wanted it any better. And I was amazed with how well they could interpret just from me talking. And they said, "Man, you've got a very different artistry. So this song is going to be really fun." And wait till you see some of the other songs that came out. They really laughed at like the fourth song that we recorded, which is going to be released sometime next year. I wasn't able to give that one to you yet, but it is pretty hilarious, that song. So it's called Duct Tape Darlin'.
Uh-oh. There's been a lot of duct tape. I've got one friend that wrote about duct tape, and then I did one about duct tape jeans. So there's one about duct tape jeans, ladies. Bone tooth.
Those
There we
don't
go.
breathe.
TikTok is my jam. You bet. Get in touch with us if you're an artist and you'd like to be included in our show. Oh, Bradley's saying you're give my heart away. His favorite is Give Your Heart Away is his favorite. So let's get into some more music over here. So Bradley's doing a great job of keeping us going on the music side. So tell us about this song.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is it?
He learned to play that one so that whenever I visit him at one of his live shows, then he has me come up and sing it. It's great.
Oh, okay. Well, Give Your Heart Away by Jypsy Rose. Here it is.
How do you give your heart away? How do you throw our love away? Saving the hurt for another day. Why do I need a heart anyway? Remember that first kiss that started all of this? You said that you could finally sleep. How could I be the one you wanted just for fun when I'm the one you're gonna keep? How do you give your heart away? How do you throw my love away? Saving the hurt for another day. Why do I need a heart anyway? You walked, although you said you'd never go. It hurts me so bad you'll never know. Something has died down deep inside. Lower my eyes to cope the pain I hide. Now my whole world is crashing down. Like a roll of thunder hit the ground. How do you give your heart away? How do you throw my love away? Saving the hurt for another day. Why do I need a heart anyway? Why do I need a heart anyway?
Aw.
I had this artist out of Galveston that did rockabilly that wanted to help me to record this song and then license it so that he could play the song as well. He was sure that it was going to be a hit. Of course, something happened to him, I guess, during COVID, and he didn't survive that. But we could never get the tune to sound exactly like I wanted it to. So that was one of the ones that I took to Music Row in Nashville to get it done, and they did such a spectacular job.
Wow. So your recording that you're doing, is this all out of Nashville?
Not everything is out of Nashville.
Okay.
I only did 4 songs in Nashville. Good God. I mean, they're expensive, very expensive.
Very.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, so I can't always afford to do Nashville on a single mom salary,
Not
but
on it as an independent artist. But I was curious, and you also mentioned the Nashville number system. I'm from Nashville. I grew up there. So they said I'm a unicorn. I don't know that I accept that. It just means that I grew up there. I lived there for a very long time. So I know where not to go and where I should go. And I stay away from the commercial areas and I go to where the regulars, the people that live there and have been there. So, but knowing that Nashville number system, uh, that's a great thing if you actually know it. And then not only that, picking up instruments. What you mentioned about instruments in here and playing the different instruments, was it at a later age that you picked it up?
yes, in fact, I had already had all of my children, and I just I had a keyboard lying around the house, and I wanted to learn how to play guitar, but I didn't even know how to pick one out. So someone helped me with picking one out, and then he told me he was going to give me a guitar lesson over the phone. And I said, "Over the phone? You don't even play guitar?" He says, "No, I don't play guitar, but what I'm going to teach you is going to change your life. I promise."
Huh.
So I got a guitar from Guitar Center, and he gave me a lesson over the phone, and honestly, I couldn't afford the guitar. So within 30 days, I took it back to Guitar Center and said, I need to return this. And what I took from what he taught me, I started using that on the keyboard,
Oh,
and it just made sense. And first was keyboard, and then when I was in the band with Bradley Ray, our bass player would be the one that didn't show up for rehearsal several times. He lived with us, but he wouldn't show up for rehearsal. So so I would just, pick on his bass.
yeah.
Oh, Neil, you're muted. Do you know
I'm
you're muted?
muted. Yeah.
Oh,
Some people
oh,
say that's the best way to hear me is silence. So your bass player was the Allen Iverson of country music, huh?
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
Hey,
he was
practice,
MIA.
man.
I think
MIA.
music for him was a way to chase the girls.
Yeah.
I really
That
do, because I think he had like 2 or 3 girlfriends while we were, and playing in
working.
2 or 3 different places.
Mm,
That's the music game. I'm just glad that you pulled yourself through and then picked up the instruments. I still haven't mastered one. I will never master any of them, but the guitar is something that I'm trying, and then bass too. So hats off to you for sure. And all of this coming in here, Bone Tooth. I see you, Bone Tooth Serenade right there. Tuning in to the show. Nice to have you. Y'all please share, like, subscribe. I'd like you to go to YouTube. That way you can engage just like these two are doing. They're listening. They're listening to us, y'all.
yeah. And I got a sidebar message from Arwen at the Calamity Jane. She says, "Say hey to Gypsy and have a great show."
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah, that's
So
great. I love them gals.
Yeah, I
yeah,
was wondering what they're up to. We'll have to talk after on that too.
yeah,
We have our Christmas shows that are coming up, literally on the show too. So um, definitely we'll have to get into more with them. You've got more songs in here, Gypsy, and I'm kind of letting you guide us as to where we're going through your journey.
Okay, so, I also began theater lessons,
Letter.
for a music theater, a music dinner theater. And I ended up getting solid acting lessons from the lady that pretty much produced the Joan of Arc for the Houston Orchestra.
Wow.
And
Wow.
so yeah, so she was 60, but she just retired close to where I live, so she took me under her wing and gave me connections with other actors. And so I started on my acting career. And I first started by just submitting myself for free acting for the Houston Actors Association. And I was in this little YouTube, really underground type film series called Uncanny Original. And they had me play a man part, really, with a blue screen over my face. And they liked me so well that they actually wrote me my own episode. And the episode that they wrote uh, for me was called Requiem of a Fallen Star. And it was about an actress that was addicted to drugs and alcohol so badly that she had washed up her career and ended up passing away in front of the camera. And it was Uncanny Original was more kind of like a Twilight Zone, like the camera is where she lives on, you know,
Hmm.
um, because it took her last video. But I wrote a song for that show, and it's called I Feel the Light. It's about drug addiction and male addiction for women, of being so connected with someone that it hurts so bad and it's damaging because it's a toxic relationship, and the toxic relationship that you have with dependencies, and that corresponded together. And they had decided to use the song in their film, and then here comes a YouTube complainant, which was my ex-husband, that said that I had used the bones of our original song to make that song. And so he didn't want them to play it. So they took it off. But I showed them how I had the copyright. So there wasn't any way he could claim anything. He was just trying to make trouble for me. But he was correct. The bass of that song I wrote while I was married, and he liked to take credit for it because he was an inspiration for me. But I completely rewrote the song and even changed the composure whenever I made it into I Feel the Light. And
Well, I can tell you
uh,
that I've written songs on all of you, and a lot of people out there. If you ran into me, I've written songs on you, so don't come after me. So, I Feel the
yes,
Light is by Jypsy Rose, and that is a serious, actually, subject. A couple of the subjects there are extremely serious. So, again, if you are someone you know is in need of help, stand up, speak up, pick up the phone, call 988 is the number I can give you for right now. We're on air right now, but these are important subjects to me as well. So, again, here is I Feel the Light with Jypsy Rose.
Every night I close my eyes. In the dark I hear the cries
I like that one. So, not that I don't like the others, but we literally over here in the comments, we between Bone Tooth Serenade, Bradley, and other people, we're all back and forth. They want to know about your schedule. So ways to find you, and if you plan on scheduling any dates in 2026, and how to find you. One of the easiest ways to find you is by your name, which is JY. So get it right, SPY, Jypsy Rose Music. And that's right there on Instagram. That's a easy way to go. Jypsy, you want to tell them some other ways to find you?
Yes, I'm pretty much on every source if you punch in Jypsy Rose Music, and you can find some of my schedule is mentioned when you look me up on Spotify. There are ticket sites out there that have my schedule. And then there is a group, if you're a Facebook follower, there's a group that has tours and info, Jypsy Rose Tours and Info. Yes, if you join the group, you'll usually be one of the first ones to get the updates on one of the schedules.
Okay. Do you have a
I was gonna
website?
say, yeah, I have a website. It is gypsyrosemusic.com.
Okay. Yeah, remember to spell that right. It's not a G, it's a J. I don't want them to get it wrong. So Jypsy Rose. Make sure you get that. You can go to your website. You've also got a Facebook location and Instagram. And literally, if you go to Instagram, it's pretty easy to find. You can find the music there easily as well. And that's the reason I'm like, as soon as you get there, then they'll start finding out
Yeah.
more. So as they're looking right now, they'll be able to find it. I actually met Jypsy at an awards ceremony that I was grateful to be at, actually with Neil's other half. And we all, as songwriters and individual people in the industry, were hanging out and just talking music. And next thing I know, I turn around because there's a lot of guys hanging out in the circle. And next thing I know, Gypsy's grabbed the guitar and she's over there singing and playing and all right in the middle of the circle. And I was like, hey, look, who is that? So, but I did already know who she was as a person, ironically. So she ran into someone while they had us seated to the side rather than get in that whole conversation. I actually got to meet you, but then see you in your element outside of being on a stage and just kind of hanging out. And to me, I love that. That part was so cool. It reminds me of singer-songwriter Sundays that we would do on our show all the time. You just get in here, we all mash up together and see what comes out. And always a song would come out of it. So it's a great way to do that. And then for all the artists that are messaging me, you can also come on. You'll need to get in touch with us at twosteptribe.com. And that's the number 2. You don't spell it. And then you also, if you know Jypsy, and I think a few of you do, you can go through Jypsy, and Jypsy knows how to reach me. So if Jypsy knows you as an artist and she's like, oh yeah, this is good people, then send them my way and we're more than happy to work with them. So stick by with us. We're not going anywhere yet. We've still got some more here with Jypsy Rose standing by.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to tell you about that picture that you chose with the green outfit.
Yeah.
Okay, that was when I debuted for the Texas Hot Country Magazine's Urban Cowboy Movie Reunion. And some of the Gillies were there, including Mickey Gilly's son, Keith Gilly. But specifically, the person that took that picture was Anita Campbell. That's the cousin of Glenn Campbell.
Glenn
Yeah.
Campbell.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and since then we've become pretty good friends. Now she's retired to the Mexico mountains, which
Yeah.
I guess it's easier to live in Mexico on retirement down there, but she lives pretty well down there now.
Is she in
And
the Baja California area?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
beautiful over there.
How long ago was that? That's like my favorite movie, almost favorite of all time. And I was just talking about it to explain to one of my kids, hey, there's this, and I'm writing a song and I'm hung up right now. So that was my inspiration. When was that remake done?
That was 2016. It
Okay.
was actually just an annual commemoration, pretty much.
Well, let me
And
know when
the
another one
huge,
is, and I'll be there. Like, I'm one of
they
those.
I will keep you posted because
I'll go.
they do let me know.
Hey, I will definitely go. Yeah. And I've got some other ones over here saying, yep, and give it up for Jypsy Rose. And as well, thank you so much, every one of you out there. Yeah, I know they love Neil's shirt. There's literally comments in here about Neil's shirt. So you got a nice shirt on tonight, Neil.
Yeah, and you know, and well, you've been around me. I wear crazy shirts all the time.
Yeah. Well, and next, I see one in here that I'm curious about, and it's letter by. And it's letter, letter, like a letter. Back in the old days when people would write things with a piece of paper and a utensil piece that ink or pencil, lead, in that way, not type. And it's a letter by. So I want to play that one. And either Neil, you want to hear about it, or let's play it.
Let's play it and then do the commentary afterwards.
Okay. Here it is. It is letter by, and it is Jypsy Rose.
Straight over, but you can still follow him through this white cloud. And there go his bombs. There are 6 or 4 of them. They're hanging in the air for a moment. I can see them distinctly, and now they're dropping down over the convoy. But wait a minute, he is missed. Columns of water sprouting up, but he's missed.
He was deep in the grass when I found him laying there. He was the only one still breathing, and death was in the air. He said, come a little closer, something I've gotta say. He said, I sent a letter in the mail that says I'm coming home. Sorry that I left you waiting all alone. Smoke just fills the air, I can hear the screaming sound. Another shot out there, another one is falling down. The ground I'm laying on gets colder all the time. I will be home soon and it will all be fine. Every moment passing I can hear the people cry. I hold on to your picture and I look into your eyes. Soldier's life is rough, having everything to do. It don't hurt so much when I'm coming home to you. I've got so much to say before time has slipped away. I love you every day and in every single way. I put pressure on the road and I won't let you die today. I said hold on there now soldier, help is on its way. He just smiled a half-cocked smile as he started to fade. He said, I sent a letter in the mail that says I'm coming home. Sorry that I left you waiting all alone. I sent a letter in the mail. I'm finally coming home. I sent a letter. I'm home.
I love that one. Now I see why production behind the scenes is literally no production literally behind the scenes is play this one, and had it rolling out. So now I get why and what was going on there, and the push to put it out again as it relates to the world in which Neil's a part of, I'm a part of, and I'm more of a part of both sides. So, what inspired that song, Gypsy?
Well, my dad was a Vietnam vet, and he never told me about any of his warfare. He experienced quite a bit. When he did finally make it home, um, he ended up having an accident where he lost his fingers, um, and he also lost his wife. His children lived with his wife, so it was like he was starting all over again when he came home because he had been gone for so long. And I know that he was just just torn up over that portion of the life that he lived in Vietnam. And um, I think the only time that he ever mentioned anything to me is that people just died senselessly. That was a senseless war.
Yeah.
And I think that even when we do support our heroes that have been brave and they go out and do the thing that they do, we have to keep in mind that they come home proud that they did it, but they come home thinking this was senseless. I could have died. Why do we
Yeah.
have to do that? Wasn't
Yeah.
there some other way?
There's that, and the ones that don't come home. And then when they do come home, there's other things that still need to be done. So you definitely hit on you would fit on our Wednesday show as well. So our talk show. So we'll get into a lot of that on our Wednesday shows. Tuesdays, your music fits it too. So we'd be able to pull you on our Wednesday talk show for sure. So thank your father, number one, for his service. Number two, the Vietnam veterans out there, we are trying to reach you. My heart goes out to you because it is an era that the respect was lacking for. That's the nice way to put it right now, y'all. And then aside from that, our foundation, everything we stand for is for our service members, first responders, underserved youth, our artists in our communities, and giving back.
I was going to mention my dad ended up passing at 51 from lymphoma cancer, which he believed came from his service. Yeah, he was. I was actually pretty young. I was still a teenager when he died.
Wow. Yeah. We have familiar with that subject in a very, very personal way. So you're hitting all the little bells tonight in regards to life. So I think that's how it works, I guess. It's you meet who you meet when you meet them. So I'm going through here and I'm looking here at your songs, and I'm going to go forward and ask you again on one of your songs here.
Yeah, so this next song, it's called On Cloud 9. Imagine a young girl pregnant with her fourth child, probably too early, in a loveless marriage, dreaming of what it would be like to have a better relationship because she knows even if she stays with this man that she's going to be raising her children on her own. And that's where we're at when she goes out and she's looking for something better, and that's what this song is about.
All right. Tell them the title again. Make sure everybody gets to your music. Your title is On Cloud 9.
Cloud 9, yeah.
On Cloud 9 with Jypsy Rose. I did it for you. Here it is, On Cloud 9.
If loving him's a 1 and perfect is a 10, I'm leaving him behind and starting fresh again. No telling what I'll find or what I'll run into, but tonight's my night to shine, and I ran you. There's a lot of people out tonight, and somehow this just feels right. I'm on cloud nine, never had a better time. You fed me all the perfect lines, and I feel like I could fly. Feel so good, feel so right. You're the one taking me tonight, and suddenly I'm on cloud nine. 2, it's in my shoes, start to feel a little loose. 3, it's in my knees, feels a little weak there, but I don't care. 4 is an open door. Was it 5 or 6? I just got lost in the mix. 7 feels like heaven, and 8 is really great too. I'm so stoked it's you that I ran into. Oh, I'm on cloud nine.
Here on the 19th station that we were on, slipped that right off. So on cloud nine with Jypsy Rose,
Now that's not out yet.
JYPSY at Jypsy Rose. And so don't worry, I'll have it with me and have it to where it can play here in the studio. So I have it, the MP3. Actually, I don't. The studio does. So I'll get with the studio about that. So Jypsy Rose, that's a teaser that you get because it's not out right now. So I was told that is not out. When does that release?
It's going to release end of January.
Okay.
So
Well, there you go. You just got a teaser. It's coming out really soon. So, and it's in January, which is not that far, y'all. We're already into the holidays. So that's all I'm going to give you because it is not released yet. And I don't know if we have your full permission, Jypsy, because I did not get to talk to you about that. So when I noticed that, I said,
yeah.
hang on a second.
I love that that tune. It kind of when it first started out for me, I had a little Mindy McCready vibe there. Just reminded me of Mindy McCready. I don't know if you picked up on that, Tracy.
I did actually. I was really into it, and then I got the message that it's not released yet, and I was like, "Well, hold on a minute." So I was doing some work, but I actually did hear exactly what you're talking about.
It just caught me the lead in, and then the first couple of notes. It was really cool. Nice work, Jypsy.
So, Jypsy, what we'll do is we'll have that in here. And if we have your permission beforehand, we can always play that song. Like even this week, we can throw it into rotation, or we can wait until it's actually coming out. We can do a lead up into that song as it's released.
Well, I would let you go ahead and play it. Then when it is released, I can update you with the new release, new release version.
Are you planning on taking that one just digital platforms, or are you thinking you might go to radio with it?
I think I'm going to radio with that one.
Very nice.
One of the reasons I stopped it. It's a smart decision to wait. So now you got a teaser out there, and what we'll do is keep bringing updates in as to what you're doing. So we'll be sure to do that. I do have another one in here. Is that one released? I Feel the Light.
That we listened to that one already. That was the one that was inspired.
All of these are already released, though.
Yes.
Yes,
that one is out.
That was the only one. That's what I'm trying to make sure. I'm making sure that was the only one that isn't released. Got it. All right.
The letter is also not released. That was going to be released in May. But I felt like it was,
as long as you're okay with it, it's out there, it's in the world, or I can go back and edit. We are live right now, so when you get it, you get it. So the full version is out there. It's not like it's not taken. Our software literally pulls every time your data. You're probably in BMI or ASCAP, one or the other, And as an artist, everyone out there, when you come in our studio, it immediately strips it from us and says, this belongs to this person. And so unless we give revenue share, unless we give back that credit, which is way more than getting you 10,000 people to click on it, we get blocked. So in a studio, the way that we're set up, it is very advantageous as an artist to actually go in and work with people who are doing studio work on air. So it's old radio is what it is. It's what radio used to be. It's what we want radio to do again. And so that immediately gets stripped. And I want it that way. And so does Neil. We want that. Our whole tribe wants that. We want to make sure we take care of our artists, our independent artists, and it goes straight back to them. So that is what happens. It will literally get stripped from. How about that, Neil?
I'm sorry, I missed you on that.
I was talking about our software. It will literally snatch.
Yeah.
It will
Absolutely.
snatch away from us, literally. So the good news is, by coming on something like what we are doing on a multi-platform level, we can get your information out there on a much higher level than maybe going on and let someone spinning your track once, literally, or the pennies that you get if someone decides to go take your Spotify music and move it and not just click the little play button. So you actually have to move that music around and do something with it. And even then, it's for pennies with what's out there nowadays in the digital world. We will be having the Beat and the Business starting up as one of our shows, which will be bringing in industry pros and some other things to change that up, and ways that artists in an independent world can go forward and get more out of what they're doing. And one of those is what we're doing right here. So we already went to Cutting Edge. We had a big conference there. So thank you to them from this year, from us being able to speak to that room about artists, about nonprofits, about what you can do to support yourself as an artist has changed. And in today, what you can do is find those that are linking themselves together in a digital era and know what to do, because we're not trying to wipe out the middleman, but what we are doing is taking things into our own hands. So, and when we can do that, we actually can work together, because not all of us have a ton of money sitting in the bank to go run to a studio or run to, well, I'm going to leave that part out. I was going to say run to different promoters, but you know, there's good ones out there. It's just that I come from a background of broadcasting, singing, songwriting, all of it. And when I came back, I was not happy with what I saw was going on. So now that I'm back here, I'm like, okay, well, we're going to have to do this side. And so I'll be both sides. I'll jump in here and do it. And then Neil over here as well. And it's not just us, it's a lot of other people. And what happens is when we get an artist, for instance, Jypsy Rose, she'll go grab maybe 5 more. So to keep us rolling, you know, and to own everything we have, it's artists grabbing other artists or like-minded. You don't even have to be an artist, like-minded individuals sending over the people, the content and the events that we have going on, and supporting each other so that we can, as independent artists, keep going and keep our airtime too. So with ours as well, in the media group that we're in, it's also podcasted, it's radio and all. So if you'd like, I would definitely play, not tonight, that song with your permission before it's released. If not, send me a message and let me know what you want me to do. For sure.
Okay.
Hey, sure is a lot of good mojo going on in Texas. So yes, there sure is. Do you happen to know Bone Tooth Serenade, Jypsy?
I actually do.
Okay.
We are developing a variety band right now, and it's still in development stage. But
Oh, cool.
the band is going to be called Mojo Garden.
Ah, I see where he's at. I knew there was something there when he was messaging me, and I got Mojo in there. And then, of course, I've got another here. And Jypsy, do you have a copy of my song that we did as a duet? And that's from Bradley.
Oh, probably don't have a copy of that.
Sold it on the dark webs.
Tell him you'd have to tell him
definitely
to
gonna
get
have
you
to
the MP3.
record
It's
that. Yeah,
pretty
we're gonna need to.
easy.
Yeah, there's a few that we actually did together that we need to re-record. That
Yeah,
Bradley is a great writer. He is an amazing writer, and I really enjoyed writing and singing with him when we had a band. Um,
yeah. Might be
yeah, he.
dangerous for me to link up with him. I did 50 this last 10 days. I don't know. I'd been down with the flu that since I left Nils that area up there. Came back and it was like I had the flu and all kinds of stuff. But we're all doing well now. We're wrapping up towards the end of the show right now on Two
Yeah.
Step Tribe. That's the number 2 Step Tribe here with Tracy Two Step, myself. We're on air live right now, multiple channels. And you've got Neil Swartman here from Broken Road Records. We're all with the Sergeant Two Step Foundation and Jypsy Rose. Jypsy Rose is an artist. She's here out of Texas. We've already ran into her multiple times, so I have a feeling that we can call her tribe and give her a call about the things that we are doing. And she would be all for it. I'm curious about the slam. You'll have to keep me posted, Jypsy,
Yeah.
and let me know if there's something you'd like to shout out there for everyone out there listening.
Yep.
Well, yes, there's one thing. The music business is an extremely hard business right now. Being that you have to pretty much hold down 5 jobs and be a creative as well. So my mind goes back and forth between right brain, left brain all the time to try to keep up with everything. But it really helps us and really helps push the art and support the music, the creation of new music in our country, in our um, if you just go out and you go see a show, if you take in the show. You take in your artist performance. You go to these festivals and you see the music, the live music happening, and this helps support our art. And additionally, if you can find an artist that you really do relate to, grab hold of that artist and figure out how you can become part of their tribe,
Yeah,
and that way you can continue to help them to develop this art that has been devalued over these past 10 years,
most definitely. You
and
sound like you're
we
already part
make
of
it
the team.
valuable again.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
Live music needs everybody, supporting it and being fans and being super fans of a lot of different artists is always welcome. We try to make our way around to visit people and enjoy the craft, and you know uh, you'll never know how you affect somebody until you show up 2, 3, 4, 5 times at their shows, because what happens is when you become a great fan of an artist, the fan recognizes you too, and the artist recognizes you too. So get out and support live music. Where can we see you live next, Gypsy?
Well, I actually am just now getting in with a new booking agency, and I don't have but maybe 3 things on the book for next year. So February, for Valentine's Day, I will be in Willis at the Willis RV Resort, and I'll be performing for their Valentine's Day event there.
okay.
Sounds like fun. So it sounds like we're going to be seeing a bunch of lives with you on TikTok and social media, huh?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I've got
So
some time on my hands, so I'm going to be milling out some things right here from home for a little bit until she can get us up and get us going again. Because
yeah.
I don't know if I had told you this, but my booking agent had a tooth infection, and she took antibiotics from the dentist before the tooth infection. But by the time she went in, I guess they didn't check to see where she was on her infection. They ended up pulling the tooth prematurely, and she ended up dying from the infection. So that was a
Oh
huge impact on
goodness.
my life, because I had just lost my booking agent, And I only had about 6 months of bookings that she had previously booked for me left, and she had been booking for me for 3.5 years, so I was
Wow.
pretty spoiled. And by that time, I'm thinking, how do I make new connections 3.5 years later? Everything's changed. Venues have changed owners. There's just all kinds of things changing after COVID. So
Money,
it's been
money,
a
money.
real uphill
It's
battle. Yeah.
bookings are the hardest part of the business, as you well know. The rest of it
Yeah.
is kind of status quo, right? Elementary. You get in your routine, but the bookings, it's all about relationships, as you well know, and taking care of one another for sure. So we'll be praying for shows for you, and I know you and I will be in contact. I really enjoyed spending time with you when you were up here for the TCMAs, and coming by and spending some time with me at my office. Really appreciated that time to get to know you.
Yeah, I actually was in your neck of the woods over there, literally. I had a show at a little place that you probably don't even know exists out there from where you're from. It's a Steampunk November. That's what it's called. And they hold a steampunk festival every year in November. And during this steampunk November, the motif was villains and heroes. So of course, I'm country, so I dressed country and western, but with sort of a hero motif with superwoman, So I
Nice.
had my outfit, but it was a really great performance, and some of that is going to end up on TikTok because it sounded really great. So
That's awesome. Well, make sure when you do get out to perform that you have the ability to get those recordings on a stick so that you can use them for socials.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
You
that
can
is
always
hard.
get a
That's one
hold of
thing that's
us.
hard to do as an independent, especially if you don't have a partner in crime that can come out there with you.
That's
Can't
right.
do that. There's always us at the studio. You just have to get a hold of us, and it's a service that we offer. So we're able to do that from no matter where you're at in the world and get that out on multiple platforms too. So that is one of our services that we have at the studios. So there is always
Yeah,
that. So there's always a way. We have found that there's a way. We will make it happen.
absolutely.
And then
Yeah.
as far as bookings too, oh, I thought Bradley had it all taken care of it for the booking agents. But if you get in touch with me, or Gypsy very, very well, I can tell, Bradley. Touch base, we'll all connect. There's a lot of different changes coming. There are some things that are about to happen. So on Two Step Tribe, the beat and the business, there's a reason that we're turning this around, and we want to bring in the business, and that is to support and go forward with what we want to do as well with our concerts, our festivals, our bookings, and all of these missing pieces that we need for our artists to have. When someone in the middle, meaning booking, meaning you can call yourself marketing, or you can sell it as a promoter. But I'm in marketing. I'm in every aspect of it, and I've been paid to do this. It's just that Bradley's over here messaging me too, so I'm trying not to ignore that. So
He
20
types
people,
too fast.
yeah, my band, he's playing in Cleveland, Texas, and Buffalo as well, if we wanted to come check him out. You have to let us know the dates there, Bradley, and definitely let Gypsy know, and Gypsy can put you in touch with us, and that way we can do a shout out to you as well. So Bradley Ray, get in touch with us so that we can get that out. And Jypsy Rose, I knew that when I heard you and I turned around and you had the guitar, that we needed to meet. Let me know about how it goes for you with the Slam Awards, and if you're going or not. That's something that I'm back and forth. If I'm not there, I'll be up in the DFW area. So with
Yes,
all
I
that's
have
coming out,
already bought my costume. Yes, I have already bought my red carpet costume for the SLM Awards. Yes,
really,
so I will
well,
be there. Yeah,
yeah.
She's all in.
Do you know
All
the
in.
all in.
Do you know the dates yet or no? We don't know dates yet.
Believe it was December the, I want to say 18th, but I will double check and I will send you the dates.
Yeah, the
It's a
14th.
It's a Thursday night.
It may be. They
Yeah.
usually do pretty strange schedules for award shows.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Are you far from there? We'll have to connect on back channels about where you're at and where I'm at.
I am probably I'm on the northeast side of Houston, and I'm
Okay.
about an hour and a half from there.
Got it.
So
Okay.
in
You
Texas,
got it.
we talk in terms of how long it takes to travel instead of what the actual distance is.
And Bradley, the 28th and 29th of November, I think you're stating that is where your band is playing. I don't even know the band's name. Do you know the band's
Bradley
name for
Ray.
Bradley Ray?
Yeah.
So
So yeah, Bradley, let's figure out who we want to record us and get some recordings of your songs that we duetted on, because those are fabulous songs as well.
you
That'd
can
be
do
great.
that one duetted. We can
Yeah,
turn that
duetted.
into a song. We duetted.
Yeah.
I love
right.
it. I've loved meeting you, Jypsy Rose. I want to connect on back channels. I want to get to know you more. The songwriting side, I know that you were talking beforehand. I'm going to wrap up the show here unless there's something that Neil has to say, and I'm going to say stand by as I
Yeah.
do so.
I'll take us out. So, Gypsy, thank you for coming to hang out with us for 90 minutes or so. Wishing you and yours a very happy Thanksgiving. And thank you for your veteran awareness and everything you're doing in the community to keep awareness going. And appreciate everything you have done and are doing. So, looking forward to getting to know you a little more and having you in the Two-Step Tribe shows coming up. So, stay tuned.
Most
All right.
definitely. Loved
Thanks
having
for
you with
having
us.
me.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Two-Step Tribe here with the
Everybody,
Two-Step Tribe. You don't
shout
spell
out to
that.
Mark. I know he's been texting me, so I know he's watching. And shout
Yeah.
out to Bradley.
Shout out
Yeah.
to all of them. They've been great tonight. So we love it when they come in here and they chime in and they can help engage with the artists and with us as well over here. And it gets stuff out of you that we wouldn't have gotten. So you've got some good ones over here. I'm going to close up shop here. Stand by. And you've been watching Two-Step Tribe.
This has been a Patriots Inside the Wire production. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Two-Step Tribe, where you, the viewer, are always the rock star of this show. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and share. We cannot do this without you. Your uncle says so, and you are loved and appreciated. Sergeant Two-Step, sign us out. Let's load up.